I was always kind of a high energy, active kind of person from the start, especially growing up in Colorado, where we'd always have these opportunities to go out there and run through the outdoors and hike and bike and that kind of stuff. I started OSU last year, and they had a triathlon club here, so I'm like, hey, I'll join that. That'd be pretty cool. There was a sprint triathlon in Denton, Texas, and that was a qualifier for nationals. It's just under a mile swim, about 25-mile bike, and a 10K run, so just over 6 miles, so it's around 31 miles total or so. And I did that. It was a short swim. It was an indoor swim though, and there's a ton of people there, and it was really hectic, and a lot of people were hitting each other, being kicked in the face, that kind of stuff. But I got through that. I went onto the bike, did pretty well on that. My first marathon, which was last summer, it was in Denver, Colorado, and I ran that one in 4 hours, 26.2 miles, and it was incredible. There's a lot of associated challenges with that though. The farther distance you go, the more focus you gotta put on nutrition and proper pace and that kind of stuff. It's not like a sprint where you just kind of go all out. After I ran that one, there was this marathon called the Leadville Marathon, which is the highest marathon in the US and I believe the Western Hemisphere. It starts at around 10,000 feet and you peak 3 times up to 13,000 feet. It was an incredible challenge. I've always wanted to do something like that, really push myself and push the limits of my endurance. Show up Leadville day, not really sure what I was doing. All I knew is that I could run. That's basically what I did from the start. It took me about 3 or 4 hours to feel comfortable running in that because of the altitude. I think I wanted to throw up in the first hour or so, going up these straight verticals, climbing through these hills. After that, it really got a lot better. About halfway through, you peak at 13,189 feet at the top of the pass. You run back down knowing that it'll be harder to run down that and try not to hurt yourself than it was to hike up it. But that was probably the only race where I considered quitting once I looked up that mountain and knew that this could be an extraordinary challenge. Like, I'm not sure how I'll be able to get through this. In the summer, I have a half Ironman, which I'm training for right now, and that is a 1.2 mile swim, 56-mile bike, and a half marathon. It's in Steamboat Springs, Colorado, so it's at high altitude as well. So that'll be another challenge. I'm in a swim transition right now, so I'm doing an intensive month or so of swimming, and then I have a 12-week plan, and basically what that means is just you're swimming 3 times a week, you're biking 3 times a week, you're running 3 times a week. But it's very meticulous and organized. It's not just pick random days. It's always something I always think about when I'm feeling fatigued or really exhausted and I'm not really sure if I can take another step. You gotta think about being present. You can't think about the future that much. You can't think about what miles you gotta go more and that kind of stuff, because you just tear yourself apart on that. If I would have thought that in the Leadville Marathon, I mean, the first hour I wanted to quit, but I knew I couldn't do that. I just got to be present, just go one step at a time. I was thinking about the finish line, what it'll be like afterwards, so after I make that decision to push on or to quit, which I haven't yet, but I don't plan to either. And I know that if I quit, I would always remember quitting. I always remember the result of it a lot longer than I'll feel the pain of it.